Okay, so I wanted to make this video. Hopefully you can hear me. And it's related to a conversation that I had with one of my friends a few months ago. And the topic of the conversation is definitely something that I've thought about a lot, but just to give you context. So currently I'm sitting at a bench. I'm at the art festival in Charlotte that they have every year. And I went for the first time last year. It was amazing. So I met a bunch of different artists, and I'm here again, just chilling at this point, because I'm about to leave. But basically, the question that my friend had asked me a few months ago, he said, bro, and for more context, he's also a photographer as well. He does photography, videography. And he was like, bro, like, what's the point of pursuing art? What's the point of continuing to go in on these things, these passions and desires that we have, especially the ones like photography or videography that aren't like necessarily like, you don't gain like survival skills directly, maybe indirectly, but like directly you don't. It's not like an apocalypse preparer, if that makes any sense. Like, it's not like you're learning a skill that could help you to get ready for doomsday, right? And he was like, bro, like, what's the point of continuing to do these things and continue these artistic passions and paths if you know that the world is going to end, and it may end soon, or the new world order is going to pop off or whatever, and it's going to happen soon. What's the point? And when I answered him, I already came to the conclusion, but I had this thought multiple times as well. What's the point of pursuing anything if you know that the world is headed towards destruction? And like, life is just kind of hard sometimes. Inflation, just hard to get a job, hard to get ahead, you know? A lot of people that graduate college are like suffering. Or even if they didn't go to college, it doesn't really matter. It's just like a lot of this generation is suffering, going the matrix route of like getting a job and climbing up the ladder or whatever. And you're finding that more people are just pursuing their passions instead, because it's just like, screw it. I mean, like, if it's gonna be hard to go the route of the matrix, then I might as well defy the matrix and create and try to make a living off of the skills and gifts that God has given me, you know? And I thought about this for a while, and I know that the conclusion that I've come to, at least for myself, because I do photography, videography, I do writing. I know that these things aren't like directly, again, doomsday preparing, you know? Like, when the sky is collapsing, taking a photo, I guess, won't really matter, you know, or whatever. But the way I see it is that the world may end whenever it ends, but you never know when your world ends, right? Everyone's timeline on this earth is different. Some people are gonna die today, unfortunately, or fortunately, because like, death isn't really what you think it is, you know? Some people are gonna die today, some people will die tomorrow, some people will die 50 years from now if the world is still around. Like, everyone's timeline is different. And I guess the conclusion that I came to is that even during the season or the climate of the environment where everything seems tense and things seem to be falling apart, now is the time more than ever where you need to be tapping into your creative pursuits. The reason why you need to do that is because, again, our mindset as people is very limited to what God puts you on this earth for. You know what I'm saying? Like, even while the world is falling apart, your story or your path or your mission may be to continue writing, continue taking photographs, continue getting deeper into herbalism, continue singing, continue drawing, whatever it is. Your purpose may be to continue that, because along the way, someone is going to see your work and be inspired, or they will, like, your work will like unlock the chains, the slave prison mentality that's been on their mind for years, and all they needed to see was your work to then go forth into the world and make an impact and bring forth light. Like, we are literally just a small piece to the puzzle. And I think that the sooner that we realize that, you start to put things into perspective. You're like, all right, well, yes, the world may be falling apart. Yes, it look like, martial law, new world order, market of beast, all that stuff seems to be coming. Censorship is popping off and all that, but the time that you have now to tap in and create wholeheartedly from the depths of your soul, like a madman, like a mad woman, like you just cannot stop, like you're just creating, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, that is pretty much the essence of destroying darkness and destroying this matrix as it's already crumbling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to continue to do the things that you know you're supposed to do creatively, or whatever it is. And if you don't know, it's living your life in a meaningful way, that you don't get stuck into an environment or a mindset of being mundane, just going through the motions, just accepting your fate of a mediocre life. You know what I'm saying? Whatever mediocre looks like for you. And I told him, I didn't tell all this exactly to him, but I was basically just like, bro, like, really, the show goes on, bro. The show goes on. You continue this. I see this life as a film. The film is finished, but reality is not. We are shipped as a paradigm. So the show goes on. You continue to play your part until your part is over, and your lights go out, and it's time for you to dip from this realm into the next realm. It's time for you to ascend from this mortality into immortality. But while you're here, while you're still in this environment, in this world, it's your duty to wake up every single day and just live your life in a way where you're putting out as much light as possible, and you're affecting as many people as possible. It's not like always like social media, Like, I got caught up in the social media thing for so long. Well, I was like, I gotta build my following, and that might still be in my story. My social media might still pop off or blow up. I don't really care, I'm at a point now where, like, making in-person connections and actually talking to people in person instead of freaking texting them all the time is literally the greatest. Like, I met this dude. I first heard about him on Instagram, and love his artwork. And I knew he was coming here, and that was one of the reasons why I showed up, because I wanted to see his work. I wanted to see him in person. I didn't, when I first came though, I wasn't really like thinking about him. I was just kind of walking around and I saw him. I was like, yo, I follow you on Instagram, bro. And we were chopping it up, having a great conversation. And he was saying the same thing, like, because I was talking to him about just like leaving the corporate scene and just doing my thing and just creating and just flowing in that, relinquishing fear, not worrying about how I'm going to get the income, but just doing what God tells me to do, creating the way he tells me to create, put the messages out the way my soul, or the way he's telling me, but like in a way that I know is aligned with my spirit, and doing that and not watering it down in any way. Like, that's literally the purpose. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we were having a great conversation. He was like, bro, like, he was talking about how he left his job and he pursuing art for now, and he just can't put it down. Like, he's just creating every single day. And I'm just like, dog, like, this is all about. That's what it's all about. And I feel like it is easy to get caught up in like news and like just things happening, even like if you have like personal things happening in your own family, people in your family trying to discourage you from crazy people in your own family trying to discourage you from pursuing art full time, going all in, but wanting you to be a model citizen, wanting you to conform, because that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? And that's the literal essence of the indoctrination that we were placed in from elementary school all the way to now, till you're an adult. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that if more people just believed in themselves more and tapped in more and put more focus and emphasis on expressing the innermost parts of themselves and nourishing the soul through your creative endeavor, you're less likely to fall trap to the schemes of this matrix. You're less likely to allow fear to harbor in your heart through the news, the media, all the political stuff going on. Like, bro, at the end of the day, I believe in prophecy. I believe that at the end of the day, the Most High is going to part these clouds. He's going to crack the sky, and he's going to come and take his people and destroy the earth and renew it. So it's like a cleansing destruction, right? And that's not going to change no matter who tries to stop it. Like, prophecy is prophecy, and it's going to happen. So if you're in the belief that Revelations is true and that all these things will come to pass and that one day this world will pass away and we'll have a new world, why not just go all in on every freaking thing that you want to do in this life? Why not create that business or pursue that creative endeavor or go to that place? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to another close friend of mine, and we were talking about traveling, and they were like, man, the world is like the world is crumbling, and one of my fears is that I won't be able to see the world. I won't be able to travel and do those things before the world ends. And again, you don't know your timeline. I know like money and stuff is also a factor, but I think still thinking that way, although like it's a natural way to think, and I've thought that way multiple times, but like allowing that to kind of settle in your heart, settle in your mind. That's what's up. This kid's on the bike. Allowing that to settle in your heart, settle in your mind, kind of spiritually hinders you in a way to where you start to believe that it may not be possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you can today and prepare for tomorrow. But I mean, I know you know tomorrow, well, not know you know, but like tomorrow doesn't technically exist because you don't know if you'll live tomorrow. But like, do what you can today and prepare as if you are already going to get to where you need to go. Like, I don't really like talk a lot about like what I got going on because I know about like modern experience and stuff, but like one of the places that I want to go to is Japan, right? So that's on my mind a lot, and I'm working towards getting there, and I kind of manifest it in my mind, in my heart, in my spirit. Like I envision it, I imagine it a lot, me just walking through the streets of Tokyo, like taking pictures, meeting people, meeting artists. Like I think about that a lot, almost to the point where like it almost feels like it's like becoming like a memory, you know, but it's not. But I do that a lot because I want to keep the I don't want to say state of hope, but just like a reminder that like this is gonna come to pass, right? Regardless if the world is falling apart or whatever the case may be. If it's the Most High's will for you to do something, then it will happen. I truly believe that one of my missions in this life is to travel, use my creative endeavors, and reach other souls across the world, not through solely globalization and social media. That's great, but in physical, real life. That's why I like coming to events like these. Like I know I'm a little bit on the introvert side because I'm literally sitting by myself. My social battery was kind of lowering a little bit, but still, it's like it's refreshing to be able to simply talk to a human being and see how they work and see how they create and see how they have just see their process and listen to it instead of seeing it through a screen. Like, you're seeing their work in the flesh, and all these different people have a different story of what they like to do and how long they were doing it. And this one woman, she does woodwork, and I'm like, what type of wood do you use? Where do you get the wood from? And she's like, I can see her eyes lighting up. She's like, damn, like someone is interested and not just trying to like make a small talk. They're like trying to like know the deep parts about my creative passion. And artists love to have those conversations because it taps into a different part of the spirit and the soul, you know? And you don't really get to have that through DMs and whatnot. And it's just good to have like a community aspect of people just coming around and showcasing their art, a piece of their soul displaying for someone else to experience and witness. And all these people, I think, I'm a little long-winded, but the gist of what I was saying is that like we're all living in the same world, same matrix. It may be different for some people, like they see it differently, but it's the same matrix for everyone, right? And I don't know how many tents are out here, maybe more, maybe like 70 to 100. And despite everything happening in the world right now, despite all the chaos and stuff just popping off, everyone that set up a tent today still woke up with the intention to showcase their art. And I spoke to like maybe 7, 8 different artists, because I went to a bunch of them, but I didn't talk to everyone. Most of them I just like nodded my head, but like some of them I actually like spoke to if I was interested. And the one common thing with all of them is that they always creating, doing this. They just like they can't stop. Like this is just a part of who they are. This one guy, this older guy, he was an artist, or he is an artist, and some of his art pieces are old and some of them are new. And he was telling me how like when he first started, he was more into like realistic portraits and paintings, but now he's getting more into expressionism and not having everything so detailed and putting more emphasis on color and less on like the specificity of it. And I'm like, oh, that's dope. And I'm telling him about the art that I'm trying to get into in my style. And then it's crazy because you meet someone like that, and then in the next second, not the next second, but like a minute later, I meet another guy who's an artist, and his art is amazing. And it was what you call it? It was more like abstract art, but to me, it gave off Tim Burton vibes, like Alice in Wonderland. And and then there's another woman who let me not keep jumping. Yeah, that guy, his stuff was like very I can't say the word, surrealism, right? He's into surrealism. He was talking about how like he started off with realistic art too, but then he started to get into surrealism, and he tried to go back to realistic art, but he's like, bro, it's just a part of me that's just like, yo, I have to create in this authentic and weird and imaginative way. Like I don't want to always just copy and paste what I see and have it verbatim the same way. And I was like, bro, I feel that, because I was going through the same thing. I was trying to create realistic portraits, and I gotten better at it, but I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to create surrealistic images. I want to take concepts in my mind and turn it into this weird, crazy, authentic, unique art of myself. That's an extension of myself. You know what I'm saying? And not put myself in boxes, not allow myself to be caged in. And I'm having all these conversations with these people. And then the other woman, she does woodworking as well, and she makes these like little miniature vintage looking clocks. And that one also looked like Alice in Wonderland. And you know I love Alice in Wonderland. So I was like, yo, is this Alice in Wonderland inspired? And she's like, nah, it's not. And it's just like, bro, all these people don't give a damn. Well, they might give a damn, but like in this moment, the most important thing to them is expressing who they are through their art, regardless of what's happening in the world. And that's where you gotta be in this life, right? You gotta get to the point where you're gonna do what you love and create and make this life the best experience possible, and obviously a safe way, you know, following the Most High and doing what you need to do, but like just extracting the most that you can out of this life in just daily things. Being thankful for where you're at now and bringing out the most magic in just the little things now before you get on to bigger things, right? Like that's one of my missions, as I'm still like working corporate and not always happy and sometimes miserable because I'm working a job, but like being thankful for where I'm at, and then just trying to make each day as magical as possible, knowing and believing that one day it will be on a much more grander scale, you know what I'm saying? Where I will be traveling and going to different countries and stuff. That's why, like, I had to delete Instagram off my phone. Like, I have it on my iPad and my other phone, but I don't have it on my main phone, because it was just like I couldn't like, I kept comparing myself and looking at it and be like, man, I see this guy doing this travel photography. Nah, bro, your story is unique to who you are, and until you actually drop dead and you breathe your last breath every day, wake up and just try your best. Trying your best may not be creating something like tangible. It may just be cooking yourself a nice breakfast, meditating, going outside for 10 minutes, affirming yourself, sleeping, getting some rest. You know what I'm saying? Nourishing your body with healthy food. Like, bro, all the little things compound into big things. And man, I've been speaking for a long minute, but the show goes on. It's not over till it's over. So my advice really is just keep creating, keep tapping in, despite what the world around you is gonna do, because it's gonna fall apart anyway. So you might as well just lock in and create and just enjoy yourself, and seek to express, not only express, but seek to, like, help others come out of darkness. I'm not saying that you put yourself out there for people that like don't want help, but like just like being authentically yourself, and just tapping into your purpose, and allowing God to use you in that creative way, and having a childlike spirit, and not falling victim to fear and fear mongering and propaganda and all this other stuff they put out to diminish you and make you a shell of yourself. But yeah, it's getting dark. I'm probably about to head out. It's cool, but I feel like I saw pretty much everything I needed to see. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I hope Instagram allows me to post this, because it's like 20 minutes. But I also want to say that I just put out another piece on Substack. Like, I'm getting back into my writing. Like I told you, I'm clocking in and I'm checking off all my creative outlets that I want to do, because it don't matter. I'm not boxing myself in. I'm just gonna create and see what happens, and just trust God, and just stay on the path and be authentic. That's the most important. But I just put out a piece today. It's called It Ends With Me and So It Begins, I think. Yeah, It Ends With Me and So It Begins, in parentheses. Basically about breaking down generational curses, and pretty much starting a new path, healing your bloodline, so they don't have to be victim to demonic strongholds and things that have been on families for centuries. So yeah, good talk. I'm probably not gonna do this that often, because I don't know, my phone be lagging. I'm on, like, I think I only got like 3 gigs left, so I hope that this is not gonna mess up my phone. I hope Instagram uploads this. But yeah, show ain't over. Film is finished, but reality is not. Your shift is a paradigm. Peace.